This article is from a couple weeks ago, but I want to read it because of some other stuff I'm going to be talking about today. We got a theme going. Deputies escape charges in a killing Trump touted as retribution. Do you remember last year? Does anyone remember last year? 2020, it was a hell of a year, let me tell you. Well, a little tidbit of 2020 was Donald Trump going on national television and ordering an execution of an American citizen. Then it was found out that that citizen was executed. They lied about why he was executed. They claimed he had shot at them. They claimed that he brandished a weapon. Though no weapon was found at the scene, the deputies that executed Michael Reinoehl all had conflicting stories. They didn't huddle in a circle and get their facts together, what their alternative facts were. So they all gave everyone different stories. Investigators found that there was a gun at the scene, but it had not fired anything. Investigators found that there was no way that Michael Reinoehl was a threat given how his body was shot at. Witnesses, several witnesses, including a member of a religious thing, I forget, said that they rolled up and killed him before he even knew what was going on. And yet, no charges. Donald Trump then went on television and said, this is the way it has to be, and praised these deputies for assassinating unconstitutionally an American citizen. And now they're getting away scot-free. No charges, baby. Bomb, bomb, bomb. That's right. A Washington state prosecutor has found no crime, but much to criticize in the September 2020 law enforcement raid that killed the anti-fascist activist Michael Forrest Reinoehl in a hail of bullets. Reinoehl was a murder suspect wanted for the shooting death of right-wing agitator Aaron J. Danielson in the streets of Portland in late August 2020. In a 24-page report, prosecuting attorney John Tunheim of Thurston County concludes that although Reinoehl never drew a weapon on the U.S. Marshal Task Force that came to arrest him, his killing was justified under Washington state law. How? How is it justified? Yet, even as he absolved the shooters of criminal liability, the prosecutor called for further scrutiny of a confrontation that was marred by miscommunication and ad hoc decision-making and put innocent parties in danger. I feel compelled, Tunheim writes, to say how fortunate it was that no bystanders were injured or killed. Yet you're not going to charge them with, wanton endangerment? Reminder, let's look at the case of Breonna Taylor in Kentucky. If I remember correctly, there were 3 cops. 2 of them successfully shot and killed Breonna Taylor. Their assassination plan and mission was a success. They assassinated an American citizen for no reason unconstitutionally. Her name was Breonna Taylor. One of the cops fucked up. He failed to assassinate Breonna Taylor. He shot, and the shot went through the wall into a neighboring apartment. Then he got charged with wanton endangerment. That's right. The cop who did not shoot Breonna Taylor was the one that got charged. The 2 cops that successfully assassinated an American citizen that had committed no crime, they walked off scot-free. What? You might be thinking, what? What? So, right, you kill an innocent American civilian for no reason, you're good. You fail to kill that innocent civilian, then you get charged. Why doesn't that same logic apply here? Isn't Washington a progressive state? People keep telling me that. Doesn't seem like it. The killing of Reinoehl by law enforcement sparked controversy from the start. An initial statement by the U.S. Marshals insisted its task force members had attempted to peacefully arrest Reinoehl and only fired on him after he produced a firearm threatening the lives of law enforcement officers. An eyewitness soon contradicted the account, however, describing a sudden and violent ambush by officers who never attempted to apprehend Reinoehl, but rather opened fire on him without warning. In my opinion, if an officer lies in their police report, they should immediately be sent to jail. It doesn't matter. All the other details don't matter to me. If they say that they were fearing for their safety because Michael had a gun pointed at them, and it turned out that he was shot in the back before he even knew what was going on, you lied. You cannot be trusted. Turn in your badge, go to jail. Do not pass go to jail. I'm sorry. You are issued a weapon and a certificate to murder for sport by the U.S. government. If you abuse that in any capacity, you should be fired instantly and face a mandatory jail sentence. I'm sorry. You lied. The U.S. government gave you a gun, you killed someone, and lied about it. I don't need to know anything else about the case. I need to know nothing else. All I need to know, oh, they lied? All right, throw them in the fucking brig. The Trump administration, for its part, proudly politicized Reinoehl's death, touting the killing of the self-proclaimed anti-fascists in terms that marked an erosion of the rule of law. First Attorney General Bill Barr lauded the takedown of an admitted Antifa member, by the way. President Trump then celebrated Reinoehl's death as an official act of revenge, insisting there has to be retribution when you have crime like this. What? So you can read the rest of this article. It goes into very extensive detail about how all the stories are conflicting. Again, all the different U.S. Marshals gave different reports. They didn't get their story straight. The eyewitnesses contradict every single report that all of the U.S. Marshals gave. The president went up there, said it was an assassination, said it was retribution. He ordered the assassination on television. A couple days later, he praised them for assassinating someone. And the bitch-ass prosecutor, loser, dumb fuck motherfucker, is too much of a pussy beta male bitch to do anything about it. Oh, much to criticize. Yeah, your criticism doesn't fucking mean anything. Do your goddamn job or shut the fuck up and resign. That's all I have to say. But now you can disagree with what Michael Reinoehl did in Portland when it came to shooting and killing someone. There are very little details on what actually happened that night, and something that would have been nice to have an investigation about. But instead of investigating that night in Portland, they decided to assassinate him. So now we'll never know if that shooting was justified. But what we do know is that the assassination of Michael Reinoehl was not justified. And the bitch-ass prosecutor is too much of a goddamn coward to do anything about it. And now we have more murderers and liars working for the United States government. By the way, Biden is tripling police funding in his budget resolution. So that's great. That's wonderful. Kill people, get a raise. That's the way of the police in America. My thing is, I don't give a shit if Michael Reinoehl killed that right-wing loser in Portland and it was like the most unjustified way possible. I don't give a shit. We'll never know. It doesn't matter. Because we'll never know. Because there is no investigation. Because the government just assassinated him. So we don't know. It doesn't matter. Shit's ridiculous.